What is up, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. And in today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, we're going to be talking about the brand new ban list that just dropped for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And there's a couple changes that's going to be happening to the game, because of course it's a new ban list. But I'm going to be honest, at least from what I checked out about the new semi-limited and limited cards, it's going to make an impact into the meta. But I don't think it's going to make that much impact to the meta. But we're going to discuss about it in today's video. If you guys are looking forward to today's video, as always, be sure to go hit that like button on the video down below. But of course, you can wait to like the video till you watch the whole thing. Without further ado, let's go check out everything. So I actually, the reason why I was late on making this video is because I was spending time with family. But I did get the chance to look at some of these semi-limited and limited cards. But I did not check out the skill changes yet, so we're going to be taking a look at the new skills and changes and all that stuff. So the skill rebalancing that's going to happen is going to be on March 18th. The skills made to the skills effects will be applied to PvP and PvE duels, updating to 3.5, which will become available between 17th through the 19th. So let's go check out about the skill rebalancing. Let's go check out some of the new ones right here. So there's that right there. And also the mandatory change for these new skill rebalancing is going to be on March 25th. So the rebalancing of skill will be applied to the game, blah, blah, blah. Let's go change up some of the stuff. Ooh. This one's a big one. Like I said, I haven't checked out the skill changes. This one is interesting. So, Trick Up the Sleeve. Arcane is a self-proclaimed master of the Dark Magician. Therefore, we'll change this skill to better reflect his character. They are getting rid of Cosmo Brain. Oof. And then Last Gamble. This skill is capable of easy gaining huge advantage, so we'll make the activation conditions harsher. Wow. Last Gamble and Trick Up the Sleeve. It's like they don't want Guns Blazing to come back to Duel Links with the nerf of Last Gamble. That feels bad. Let's go check out the updated skills for Trick Up the Sleeve, because this is a big deal. So your starting hand will include one level 7 or higher Dark Spellcaster type monsters randomly selected from your deck. This skill does not activate if your deck does not contain any level 7 Dark Spellcaster type monsters. You cannot special summon the turn you activate this. Wait. Is there any change? Wait, starting hand will include one level 7 or higher Dark Spellcaster type monster, randomly selected from your deck. This skill does not activate if your deck does not contain any of them. You cannot special summon. Oh, okay. So the effect, this skill is exactly the same except for this last text right here. You cannot special summon effect monsters during your first turn. That makes a lot more sense now. So you can still use the Cosmo Braid build of Blue Eyes White Dragon with Trick Up the Sleeve, but you won't be able to pop off on your first turn. So even if you go second, you're still not going to be able to activate this skill. Okay, so yeah, this skill is exactly the same except for that right there. That's actually interesting. That's going to definitely hurt the deck a lot, that's for sure, because the issue is, especially playing it in a deck like Blue Eyes White Dragon, you're not going to be able to easily special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon easily with Cosmo Brain, which sucks a lot, because you can't do it on your first turn. So even if we go first, even if we go second, you can't really do anything right there. You could probably like set one monster and pass, but by the time your opponent you know, by the time turn 3 happens, your opponent's gonna melt you down. So that's a yikes right there. Yeah, Trick Up the Sleeve is definitely gonna get hurt. I don't feel like Trick Up your Sleeve is gonna be used that much anymore, because you can't special summon effect monsters during your first turn. You just can't special summon Cosmo Brain whatsoever. Now the thing is though, I know some people actually play 3 copies of Cosmo Brain in their Blue Eyes deck, so this doesn't affect them at all. But if you wanted to guarantee and open up into 1 copy of Cosmo Brain with a Trick Up the Sleeve, you sadly can't do that anymore. So that is definitely a big hit towards Trick Up the Sleeve. Let's go see what's happening. And wow, okay. Last Gamble cannot be used until turn 7 and onwards. Reduce your life points to 100 and shuffle 2 cards from your hand into the deck. Then roll a die and draw cards equal to the number rolled. This skill can only be used once per duel. So I think it's turn 5 and onward. Reduce your opponent or your life points to 100 and shuffle 2 cards from your hand to the deck. So these are some big changes right here. So let's go check out normal Last Gamble real quick. We're going to check out normal Last Gamble, because I believe it's you can use normal or pre-nerf Last Gamble by turn 5 and onward, and you discard the cards into the graveyard, which was a big thing right here. So let's go check out what this deck's called. Broken. I don't even know what this is. What deck is this? What deck? Oh, broken. I agree. That is broken. Okay, let's go check out the details of Last Gamble. So this one can be used turn 5 and onward. Reduce your life points to 100 and discard 2 cards from your hand. Then roll a die and draw cards equal to the number rolled. This skill can only be used once per duel. So yeah, I think Last Gamble is going to be dead from here on out because of a couple things. No, the new version of Last Gamble is going to have to be used turn 5 and onward, and you don't discard the cards anymore. And in some builds of Last Gamble, discarding the cards was a big deal because for multiple reasons. Because one, discarding the cards that you use for Last Gamble, you can actually do some graveyard synergy with the cards that you just discarded through Last Gamble. Another thing too is that it's going to be even harder to draw into the combo pieces that you wanted to, because you're putting back cards from your hand back into your deck only to draw them again, and you're not going to draw what you want to go in for. Because it would suck if you use Last Gamble in the new version of it, throw back 2 of your cards back into your deck, roll a 2 just to draw those 2 cards again. Yeah, I think Last Gamble is good and dead. It's just dead, man. I don't think that skill's coming back. Like, I think Trick of the Sleeve is also dead, but Last Gamble is for sure just decimated right here. That is some crazy changes to this. That is wild. I don't know what to say, man, but yeah, Last Gamble, Trick of the Sleeve are oofed. Now let's go check out the forbidden and banned list stuff. So for everybody that doesn't already, how the limited and semi-limited list works in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is that you only can choose one card from the limit list and throw it into your deck. So if there's a card that has that one next to it, you only can put one card out of the whole list of cards. So for example, if you wanted to build a deck with both Iron Core or, you know, Maximus and Eternity, you can't put both Eternity or Maximus into your deck because you only can choose one card from the whole semi or limited list. Same thing goes for a semi-limit list, except that you can choose two cards from the whole list. And straight off the gate, what's going to be limited on the list is Iron Core, like Maximus. I can never pronounce this card correctly, so I'm just going to call him Maximus. But Maximus is on the limit list, and then Spellbook Eternity is on the limit list. So let's just read what Konami has to say about these limited, or this list stuff right here. We're limiting this card as having 3 copies of this card. It has allowed Koa'ki Meiru, or however you pronounce it, decks to consistently end duels in one turn. I think Iron Core is still going to be able to consistently end duels in one turn, but it's going to be less consistent. I think it's still going to be consistent if you have 3 copies of Diamond Core, but the fact that, yeah, Maximus is only at 1 is a big hit to the deck, but at least you can still search with it with Diamond Core. But yeah, if you don't open up Diamond Core, good luck when it comes to that. And then, of course, Eternity is also hit. Decks that use this card have a consistently high winning percentage over a course of many months. Therefore, we are limiting this card to prevent the metagame from becoming stale. Spellbooks hasn't been around for a long time. I'll give credit where credit's due. Yeah, Spellbooks has been around for a very, very, very long time. It's a good counter against Iron Core. It's a good counter against some other type of builds because you can banish stuff right away. And Eternity is a really good card simply because of the fact that you can really recycle all of your resources. I will say though, at least for me personally, I've always only used 1 copy of Eternity, and when I played Spellbooks, there was no other like card that I used from the limited list to put in my Spellbook deck. Like, I honestly don't think Eternity being on the limit list is gonna hurt the deck that much, simply because, like, yeah, I know some people run 2 copies of Eternity, but at least for me personally, I've always ran 1 copy of Eternity when I played Spellbooks back in the day. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be that big of a hit, but I think Maximus is much more of an impact to the Iron Core deck compared to something like Spellbooks where they only got hit a Spellbook Eternity. Let's go also check out the semi-limited list because there's a couple things that are pretty interesting right there. Iron Core of the, you know, the Iron Core boys and all that stuff. We are semi-limiting this card or to make, you know, Iron Meiru decks less consistent. That makes a lot of sense. Thank goodness they didn't hit Diamond Core. I think the deck's still going to be fine, but of course, Iron Core being on the semi-limit list is a big issue. Because one, at least for my build of the deck, I can't run Hatronade or Treacherous Trap Hole anymore. Treacherous Trap Hole in my build is so good, but of course Hatronade is also a really good skill too, or I mean a really good card to also use in the Iron Core boys. So the fact that Iron Core is getting hit right there just means that they can't use Enemy Controller anymore, Hatronade anymore, Treacherous Trap Hole anymore, but at least they can still use Canadia, because of course Canadia or Floodgate did not get hit on the banned list. But yeah, like I said, I think Iron Core is going to be in the same position as For Hires, where For Hires has occasionally popped up in the meta again, and you can use For Hires somewhat consistently still, even though they got hit a bunch. I think Iron Core is going to be in the same spot. Considering we still have 3 copies of Diamond Core, you know, Diamond Core, I think the deck will just be in the same state as For Hire, where it won't be tier 1 anymore, but it's still a viable option in ranked PvP because Diamond Core still exists. I think that's where the Iron Core boys are going to be hit, because yes, the Iron Core on the semi-limit list and Maximus in the limit list is going to hurt it so much, but like I said, it's kind of the same as For Hires. So I think I'm going to still play Iron Core boys in the meta game. I think it still will be good. It's just probably be like tier 2 or tier 3 and just not tier 1 anymore, which sucks, but it is what it is. This is a thing that needed to happen into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, so I completely accept it. It just sucks for me because I do like playing the Iron Core boys. Last but not least, Samurai Skull got hit. Decks that use this card have a consistently high winning percentage over the course of many months. Therefore, you're semi-limiting this card to prevent the metagame from becoming stale. That makes a lot of sense. They honestly could have hit Gazuki, but of course they never hit a UR box card from onto the limit list or a semi-limit list yet, so I can completely understand that. But yeah, Samurai Skull being hit, it helps Vampire so much because having 3 copies of Samurai Skull and having 3 copies of Gazuki in the deck. But now you're probably going to want to prioritize running 3 copies of Gazuki and maybe 2 Samurai Skull if you want to. I'm not a Vampire player, but from what I remember correctly, Vampires didn't really use too much cards from the semi-limit list except for maybe like Econ, so I think vampires will be fine. I think vampires still gonna be pretty consistent, even though Samurai Skull is at 2. So there's my opinions right there. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I think all the changes that are happening is just a good balance. I don't think any decks are completely gone yet, but I feel like that these are just changes that need to happen, but they don't completely kill these archetypes and stuff like that. So I don't know, though. That's just my first impressions on this ban list. I agree with all the hits, except for maybe Eternity. I feel like Eternity, just like no reason to put that on there. Other than that, I can agree with everything else, and I do agree with some of the skill changes to be happening, even though it does really kill Blue Eyes for everybody that played the Trick of the Sleeve build. So it is what it is right there. But I think I'm going to be wrapping up today's video because I don't really know what else to talk about. If you guys want to and you watch to the end of the video, as always, be sure to go hit the like button on the video if you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content from me. And also tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below when it comes into this ban list. Do you guys agree with some of the ban list hits and stuff like that, or do you disagree with some of the changes that they're doing for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links when it comes to that? So let's get some discussion in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.